Well, I fucked up in the beginning because they go give this guy your valuables before you go into silence, and I'm like, I don't have any valuables.
Your Tommy Boy underwear.
Right. It's about function, not frills.
What I didn't realize is I was like the only person who didn't hand them my phone, so I had access to it.
Okay.
Whatever.
How long?
How long?
Yeah.
Did I have access to it?
Yeah, the whole time?
The whole time I had access to it.
Holy
It was in
shit.
my bag, but I left it turned off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but I was the only one who could if I wanted to. Everybody else would have to ask them.
Oh, man, you could trade that time for cigarettes and pussy.
Yeah. So, okay. So I didn't know that was what valuables meant. But what I found out is when you ask them to leave, you do have to go get your phone from them. So you can't just be like, fuck this and get in your car and go. And so when you do that, when you're like, hey, I got to go, I've heard that they convinced people to stay. Because
right.
So
Sure.
before the silence, I happened to talk to these two guys who were from Long Island. And like halfway through the course, one of them was no longer in his meditation seat.
Oh.
And so I'm like, get the fuck out, one left. Turns out one in the middle of the night just left and can't tell his buddy. He took the car with him.
Jeez.
And left his buddy behind who came with him.
Buddy. His buddy can't say anything about it because he can't talk. And he has no idea. He didn't leave them a note or anything, I guess, because he didn't want to break. You're not allowed to write each other notes or anything like that.
Right.
But you left with the car.
Yeah, you break the rule,
Yeah.
the note rule. If you're leaving.
Right.
I can't tell Rojo I'm sneaking out with the car because those are the rules, Rojo. I didn't want to spoil it for you. I'm the asshole. See, I'm leaving Delaware. Fuck off.
I'll be in Atlantic City. Call me when you're done.
I'm so proud of you.
Now, I wanted to leave a couple times, for sure. And I'm into it. The silence was the best part. I don't need to talk to you about stuff. I think it would make it more complicated because then we're making small talk, but
Sure.
we got to go into this, space in our heads and shit.
But 10 minutes sometimes has to seem like 10 days, right?
Oh my God. I am the worst meditator.
Well, you're also very impatient.
I am the worst meditator. I think if we took a poll of the entire, and I think there's like 100 people in this, 80, 100 people. I think if we took a poll, I'm the worst meditator. The first day, I was like, I'm in so much fucking trouble. We went, first of all, let's read the schedule.
Okay. 4 a.m. you wake up. Now, keep in mind the night before you go to bed at 9:30 p.m. But still, that's not a solid 8 hours, you ask me. 4 a.m., morning wake-up bell.
So that's another thing is people can't talk to us really. So the teachers, even though they are allowed to speak and relay information, there's so many signs everywhere you don't need to speak, and they try very hard not to speak. So in order for you to know when it's time, they ring the bell at everything. 4 a.m. there's a bell. 4:30 there's a bell. 6:30 there's a bell.
Does it upset you like your cattle?
At some point,
We all went moo.
there's like little breaks. You meditate for an hour, then you take a break and you come back in. So at the end of a break, which is like 15 minutes,
What do you do for the break?
oh my God.
You party hard.
You take a quick vodka glass. No, you can't do anything. You walk around, and we had a parking lot to walk around. So you saw a bunch of women looking like zombies, just like walking around. Everyone looked miserable.
Not looking at each other.
You're not allowed to look at each other.
Can people smoke?
No tobacco, no weed, no nothing. And I even tried. I was like, dude, I smoke weed every day and I got to bring it because I got this disease thing. And they were like, no. I'm like, fuck.
On show 2931, entitled Christianity with Christy Cello, we put up the poll where Chemda make it 10 days in silence without using her secret stashes. Stashes of weed, stashes of food. Chemda's one of these people that gets low blood sugar and boom, she's out and ready to die. So they don't feed you. Tell them the feeding schedule.
So breakfast is at 6:30. And the thing is I'm very bad with breakfast food. It's not like they're making pancakes and waffles for everybody. They're putting out cereal. And because I don't have milk, and obviously like they have non-dairy everything, it's mostly vegan.
You eat raw cereal?
I skip over the cereal.
Okay.
They
Well,
have
let's not call it raw cereal. Like it's fish. It's just cereal.
Okay, but I mean, what's the point? Have a couple bark flakes.
Right. There was no point.
This isn't a delicious trail mix we're talking about.
So the morning had fruit, and I think it was oatmeal. I'm not into oatmeal either, though, so there's no hot food for me. The thing that accompanied the oatmeal was this prune thing. It was, I don't know, maybe boiled prunes.
The one thing you think you know. That's not on the card.
It was prunes of sorts.
Okay,
But it was in liquid. I don't know.
So then the final meal was at noon.
11 a.m.
11
The
a.m.
final till 6 a.m.
11 a.m. I was eating, but let me tell you, the spread at 11, I'd pay for that.
So you double down.
I did. I made myself
You have
sick.
to.
It was so
You
good.
have to.
What is it? What's the spread? Lamb?
So good. No. It's all,
Foie gras? The sickest
Cereal
shit.
with milk now.
Veal? Right. I had 1%, 2% skim. They say skim's a trick because it's all sugar. Okay, not me.
Yeah, you're drinking skim just for the sugar. Well, I ended up eating one piece of toast with peanut butter on it and a banana sliced on it every morning. And that's it, because they start taking away the food a half an hour before it's open. So if you're not there at the bell when they open it up,
Well, where you got to be?
I don't know.
Other than, killing yourself. Where you got to be?
Where you gotta be, this was my head. I'm just like, no, walk one more time around, because then you'll hear the bell. For sure you'll hear the bell.
Okay, so I'll get back to the schedule, but the poll was, will she make it 10 days without her secret stashes? 32% said yes.
Wow, that's low, man.
68% said no.
What kind of...
And
who
I
did-
said no because you made a point of it, that it's even a question. That's the answer. I didn't have to go to school for that.
Who else said no? Andrew, did you say no? You said no?
Of course, no. Now, what's the answer?
No, I didn't. Oh, you thought I wouldn't do it.
I thought you would.
You thought I would?
Yeah.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah, but you had your phone with you. We're crazy.
Right, I had my phone and I didn't fucall use it once.
All right, just follow all
I
the rules.
can't... Rojo, do you believe this?
I'm speechless. I'm meditating.
We're surprised you didn't eat and what could some stupid health bar you probably had. I mean,
I had a banana for the first day. I didn't bring snacks, so I stole a banana on the first morning, and I was like, I saw the schedule. It scared the shit out of me.
all right, 4 a.m. you wake up, 4:30 to 6:30. Meditate and holler in your room. It's like, I've just been asleep for 5.5 hours. Back to your room. All right.
Yeah. So okay, here's the thing.
So you get an hour and a half to sleep extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to make
Yeah.
sure you're kind of up, but
Some people went to the hall. A lot of people
at 4:30.
at 4:30, and I blew through that bell every day. I was up a lot of times. Like I'm like, oh fuck, it's 1 a.m. And then I was like 5.5 hours to breakfast. Good night. And then I woke up at 3. Oh, I got 3.5 hours to breakfast. Okay, good night. And yeah, so even when I was awake at 4:30, I'm like, no, I cannot sit here and wait for breakfast.
Breakfast break, 6:30 to 8. And
That's a lie. That's a lie.
6:30 to 7:30 is what you're saying.
6:30 to 7, they start taking the shit, and you see Chemda in the corner, like rocking back and forth, just going, no, I'm not done with my tea, and I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed.
You ever been at a wedding and they bring out the hors d'oeuvres and you know the good door with the good shit and you stand by that? Chemda does that in reverse.
Yep.
As everybody's leaving, she's taking the food off the tray.
I was always the last one out of the cafeteria or whatever
Right.
food area it was. Yeah. And I broke this rule. You're not allowed to take your cup of tea out of the room that you're eating. I was like, no, well, if you're going to take my food half an hour after I start eating, who drinks the tea while they're eating? I got to drink the tea afterwards. I'm going to walk in my sad walk with my teacup.
Right.
I did get in trouble for that one time.
Well, you can turn it into a weapon. Of course, you can't have that. So 8 to 9, group meditation.
That year meant mandatory.
9 to 11, meditate in your hall or room.
That was sleepy time.
11 to 12, lunch break.
No. They started, you were not there. From 11:30 to 11:45, they started putting the food away.
And this is your last lunch is dinner.
Lunch is dinner, 11 a.m. Okay?
Okay.
So by noon, everything is cleared.
No more food.
No more food.
12 to 1, rest and interviews with the teacher, which I'll explain. 1 to 2:30, more meditation. And this is all it is. Group meditation, meditate by yourself. Group meditation, meditate by yourself. Try to sneak out. You could from 9 to 9:15, but they cut that off early.
They leave the gates open for 10 minutes.
KeithAndTheGirl.com.
Hey guys, how fast do you think I could tell you to subscribe and hit the bell? That was pretty fast. How fast do you think you could subscribe and hit the bell?
But you can't do it the fastest.
That was like so fast. Thanks.